Hello everyone, welcome back. We're working on some stuff here. I am just setting stuff up now, so I'll go over this the moment we're good. There we go. Okay, so that's been sent around now. We're good, we're live. Hello everyone. Nice to see you again. We're doing some stuff here. I am just fixing things, but we'll see how this goes. I need to find out where all the stuff is going on here. Hey Luffy, I'm doing good. How you doing? There we go, that's what I need. What I need to do is get the pose from the second file here. Because I have 2 files for this. I'm good, thanks for asking. That's great, you know. This is another one of those demos that I want to do. Where we try and show off a little bit and also try and get some help with it. So I'll go over that in a moment and mention exactly what's going on with it, because this is me kind of spoiling stuff a little bit, but it's not too much. It's me spoiling a little bit of the demo stuff, but not like an amazing amount. Oh, I just figured I can't afford to not stream, you know. So it was like, yeah, I'll just post this up and try and see what happens. Let's see, paste. Okay, now I can mess around and see what this is like here. Okay. I still think those need to be different, and the position of those needs to be slightly in a little bit. About there. I'm assuming this is a small animation demo for this guy. Yes. The idea being that I want to get permission from another creator that's done a nice sort of... It's a very nice fan comic that kind of ties together Yellow and Undertale, and because I have access to more character models now from both games, the idea is to try and kind of say that, look, there are some characters that I've got here that are familiar, and you'll see them in different locations, and the whole idea is to try and tie all of it together a little bit neatly. And this fan comic essentially ties in the end of Yellow with the end of Undertale, and I just thought, you know what, that'd be great to animate as a way to kind of tie it all up and make it all make sense. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great if I can get this done. But obviously the whole thing is permission, because I've said to people before, it's like, I don't want to just take stuff without permission, but at the same time, it's like, when you don't get permission because people just are not answering you via message, it's kind of frustrating. So, Robo Revenge 2 says memes. Yeah, I'm going to be spoiling bits of this today, as in, like, the setup for it and everything. So yeah, it's just annoying not getting any messages back from people being like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. So instead, I'm trying to force a response a little bit in a nice way by being like, look, I've done this animation. It's pretty neat. Are you okay with this? You know. What we've essentially got is about a minute and 30's worth of dialogue, and the whole idea is literally just to see whether the original creator is going to bite in terms of being like, yeah, you can do that, or maybe they're just going to turn around and be like, no, don't do that, and then this is going to all suck. Which is going to massively suck if they do that. I'm just trying to get the pose right here at the moment. But yeah, it's frustrating not getting, permission for ideas from like either the Undertale Yellow team or fan art creators, because it would be so easy. It would be so easy to just turn around and be like, look, I'm not taking credit for this. Here's the credits. Put it clear in the credits at the beginning of the the credit roll at the movie when it ends. It'd be so easy to do that and just be like, look, this is a one-to-one recreation of it. But I guess that's not enough, for some people. So it kind of leaves me in a really awkward situation. So I've got to try and do this, and then if this doesn't work, well then I guess we're screwed, and this just doesn't happen then. No, it's weird. Like, I'm not calling anybody out. It's just it would be so much easier if I could just give credit. Because it's so hard getting in contact with people. Like, if they don't have Discord, that's it. I'm screwed, basically. Because it seems like nobody wants to respond on Twitter to this. I'm being polite. I'm being as polite as possible and just being like, look, can I reach out? But reaching out does not seem to be getting me anywhere at the moment. Ooh. Ironically enough, I can reach out anywhere else and get a response, but if it's Twitter, it's just no. Because I reached out on DeviantArt, and that's how we got the character models. Because I should have Onion-san, I think, by next week. Which is why I asked Happy to do the lines for Onion-san. It was kind of like a prep thing. Look at that, looks okay. Sort of pose-wise at the moment. I know it's literally just like the most open hand position ever, but... Oh. Like, I don't know what anybody else's take is in terms of, like, credit and stuff. I'm always down for give credit where credit is due. It's just awkward trying to get in contact with people. There we go, that's... I feel like for the thumb here, we really need to kind of pose that a little bit more naturally so it's not clipping through there. And then rotate the hand just a little bit. This is going to be a bit awkward, but we shall see. Maybe I do need it clipping just a little bit, and then we just... Ooh. And yes, before anyone asks, this is the same VR chat model that's been going around recently. Because I mentioned that it can be got on Gumroad, and then suddenly I'm seeing everybody doing edits of it. I noticed as well that Twitter isn't a great place to reach out to people. Hey Sammy, so this is going to be part of the small demo that I'm doing. Also, I want to throw out this in chat now. How stoic do you reckon Ceroba is going to be when... sort of giving tribute to Clover? The reason why I asked this is because I have to have an idea of how she's going to do these lines, where she's sort of saying, we all miss you and everything, we're having a happy ending finally. And I figure she's going to be like slightly stoic and then breaks down a little bit and then kind of gets a composure again. I've been looking at a lot of reference from stuff like, let's see. I've been looking at her sprite work just to see but I've been looking at a load of different characters from like Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia, some other random animes, which is that one, Fire Force, Tokyo Ravens apparently is another one that I've been looking at. And then I've also been looking at Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I feel like Lucy's kind of the template for Ceroba at the moment. So yeah, that's Ceroba posed there for a moment. I'll show you guys what the demo scene actually is, because I've been working on this for a while. I've got some behind the scenes as well, but I suppose this entire stream is going to be behind the scenes. So this is how Ceroba's set up, and you saw me do all of this for optimization, right? What you didn't see is the following when it actually loads. Come on! Oh, I forgot. It also needs to load external data, which is now found in the demo file that I have. Downloads, Ceroba demo files. Bam! There we go. So, yeah. Should have that now. So, we've got Ceroba overlooking New Home here. She's going to give a little dialogue speech. I also need to bring in the flower bouquet, but we got some cherry blossom going on here that's reminiscent of the end of Yellow, and then I've got the tree up in here, and the idea is I'm going to try and do some post-process editing for the light rays and stuff. But yeah, I really like the way she's looking there. I mentioned this in the behind the scenes, but I'll mention it again because of you guys being here. I had to tastefully edit the bottom of the skirt so it actually moved, because what was happening before was it was just clipping through the floor. What was it? That's a face. I had to add some keyframes going on because there's a skirt by default. That's me having to pull it down there because it was just like that and clipping through her feet, as you can see, which does not look good. So yeah, I had to have a custom thing going on for that. And then for her face, she only really had the default sad face. Not sad, sorry, the default blink face. So I had to make it a little bit more sad. Yeah. Go and pick up food for me and my mother says, Lovey, I'll be back soon. Nice! Good luck with that. So yeah, we got some nice lighting on here, and I even did some like pink lights just to go around her, just to give her a little bit more sort of like cool shading and everything. So it's going on nicely. I just need to animate this thing now. Let's see here. I don't know whether to start with her ears like that or have them be down, because later on her ears are down to show that she's sad, so like that. So maybe I should just have them like that anyway. Hey Eduardo. Because she's gonna end up in this position by the end of it. So I figure like maybe from like this position. Has it got the audio here? Hope it hasn't. Kind of does, but the audio is not working for some reason. That's fine. Is it because of scrubbing? Maybe I need to find that file. Oh yes, depression at the end of the credits. How was it tied to Immersiontale? Okay, so Sammy, the way that this works is I picked up an idea that somebody had done on Twitter, right, or X, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the idea is that there's a small fan comic that's done, and it takes place at the end of Undertale and Undertale Yellow. The idea is obviously Yellow leads into Undertale, and then Undertale happens. And the idea is this whole comic is set up where Ceroba goes to where Clover, spoilers, where Clover ends up passing, or gives the soul to everybody to use. And Ceroba's just all sad about it and saying, you know, like, everything's going to be great now because monsters are really going to reach the surface, but we really miss you, you know. It's a very somber but sweet moment. And you could say that this takes place just as the monsters are leaving the underground for the surface. And it's really nice. I really like it. It ties in everything nicely so that you kind of makes everything feel as though it's connected. And I was like, I could do that. I could use that as kind of like a nice way to add in some of the other characters that I'm already messing around with for Immersiontale. They're like in the background or whatever, you know, to fill out the cast. But it was one of those where I was like, I could use that idea and it would be really nice and sweet to add to the end of, you know, the credits or something to link everything in and not just be like for normal Undertale fans, but to, you know, have for people who like yellow as well to be like, oh, that's cool, you know. It also helps that like a lot of people like these characters, you know, so I feel like you'd get some sort of an idea of the characters interacting with each other, and then also having the sort of resolution at the end. So I was like, yeah, I'll do this, and because we don't have permission to do this at the moment, this essentially is like me trying to animate this so we can get it all done, you know, in hopes that somebody will respond. If not, like memes, what do you reckon I'd do if I don't get permission? Because if I don't get permission, this pretty much scraps the entire thing for that ending and just leaves it on the cutting room floor. Hold up, my air fryer beeped. I'm supposed to be alone in the house, says Sammy. Again, it's like I was saying before, it's not as if I deliberately go out of my way to like steal things, so I could totally just credit the creator anyway. You know, because I've done that with some of the other reference already, where I've been like, look, I'm crediting the creator of, say, like this fan comic or whatever for certain ideas. I've not taken the exact ideas, but I've turned around and gone, yeah, no, this would kind of work, sort of thing. So I don't know what to do in this situation where it'd be like, yeah, I'm basically taking it and animating it in 3D. You know, because I feel like people would like the idea, and when they see this, they'll be like, dude, why didn't you do it if I don't get permission? It'll be like, well, permission, you know. Let's try, I want the ears to be a little bit more sad, so we'll position them there and then they'll kind of go a little bit more sadder later on. There you go, so this poor Ceroba. She's not got the sad eyes yet, but maybe make a yellow themed follow-up video if you want to, if you don't get the green light, like a cutting room floor video. Yeah, I suppose I could, but it kind of just wastes my time doing this in the first place, you know. Might be a case if I send this demo off and if it doesn't go anywhere, it was a waste of my time. You know. It's either that or I just animate it and deal with people calling me nasty even though I'm not, you know. Because it's not as if I'm going to just take it and be like, oh, it's totally my idea. I mean, like every other time something's not been my idea, I've brought it up multiple times. Let's bring that ear up slightly. Ceroba default skin looks like chocolate. No, that's just without textures. That's just without textures. Maybe I should just like have her look slightly upset more at the moment. Hang on. Right, so that's that. But yeah, how does everybody else deal with, like, fan works and stuff? You know. Because, honestly, I'm, like, trying to figure out what to do for this problem at the moment. She's already got the sad face, yeah, because if I take the sad face off, then she looks totally different. So we'll do that. We'll give her the sad face. Give her the half sort of blink, so she's kind of giving the almost somber look. I think her eyes are slightly small there. I think it might just be me cutting them off. Hang on. Am I accidentally cutting her eyes off though, the way that they are, or is that... I think that might actually be the... Oh, is that because of the shape group? Hang on. If I change the shape group back... Yeah, it is. So her eyes get affected by it. I need to not have her eyes affected by the shape group. That moment you're doing custom shape groups for stuff. Why would people be upset because you wanted to make an homage to something? Because it's like, if you take somebody else's story and just animate it in 3D, and even if you give credit, I feel like somebody might get upset because they're like, dude, that's my idea, you know, why have you done that? It's like, well, it was a really good idea, so I really wanted to implement that, and it would be cool to see it in 3D. You know. If I can just isolate the eyes here, I can take the shape group out, and then we should be good. Because if I need to, I can do shape groups for the eyes later on. I need to figure out... Trying to remember how to remove shape groups from this now, because I swear I've done it before. There's basis, right? She looks almost shocked. Yeah, it's because of the way I've done it. I need to get rid of the rest of her face for a moment so I can edit just the eyes, maybe? It's always funny working with models like this and trying to come up with your own fixes for things. Oh, I say that and then I accidentally realise I've got her other eye there selected. Oops. I suppose I should go and look up the definition of homage, because I know homage is like a tribute, if I remember rightly. Homage definition. Special honor or respect shown publicly. Let's try homage artwork definition. By simple declaration. What is homage in art? In context, refers to a painting, movie, or other work of art where the artist adopts content or features of another artist or work as a mark of respect. I mean, if you go off that as definition, then that's exactly what I want to do. No. English is not my natural language, says Spamton. It's fine, it's fine. Me, when I realize I missed the Moody Data live stream, says Eduardo, I try and do this as much as possible. Like, idea being that I try and stream as much as I can. Let's try and get these eyes not to look too sad here. I know the whole point was to make the sad look here, but not. Oh crap! Where's? Maybe not on the eyes here. We can just grab them and pull them in a little bit, make them look a little bit more. Oh, no, it's back to her. Okay, if I do that, that doesn't look as bad. And then if I need to, I can edit the eyes again at some point. Constantly just like smashing save here. Poor Ceroba. Okay, so I guess I should show you this fan comic on stream. Oh, I freaking pressed the wrong thing there and ended up putting back. Chocolate Ceroba. Is that just gonna be a thing now until we finish up this entire sort of thing? Ceroba's made out of chocolate. Dude, if Ceroba was made out of chocolate, she'd melt in Heartland. My mistake is known and permanent, says Sammy. Right, so just let me get this this reference. I'll put it up on Twitter and then I'll bring it into the actual file so you can see. I wouldn't mind, but the person that's making like these fan comics and other things like for Undertale, Undertale Yellow, they post pretty frequently, and I've tagged them in like 2 or 3 posts, just be like, hey, can I do this? And they're just kind of chilling out, so it's whatever. Right, so here we go. I'll save all of these pages. Fan comic reference. I'll save all of these pages in the reference folder, and then I'll just bring them through so you can actually properly see them. 02. I'm not animating the full thing because the idea is that it's just going to be a little bit for the time being, just to see whether it's going to be good or a waste of my time, you know. So, but I definitely like the way that it's done and the way that it ties everything together pretty nicely, so that the yellow cast get a nice sort of ending. There you go, there's the last page. 10 pages, okay. Okay, this is all by Dr. Steven on Twitter. They have a Tumblr page as well. My cat wouldn't leave my pride flag alone, says Sammy. No! Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to introduce you to this fan comic now and show you exactly why I wanted to have this at the end. You'll see exactly why I'm like, okay, this would tie everything in nicely and give this cast sort of this nice closure. So this is in order, right? So this is the beginning of the comic. It's just, this is for the ending of Yellow and Undertale together. So what we have is basically the end of Undertale, and it's Ceroba visiting Clover's last resting place outside of Waterfall. And she goes to Clover's resting place and is all like, look, I can't remember how long it's been. Life's been hard, but it's got a little bit better. And then this is some of the other bits. I've moved back home. It was tough, but Starlo and his posse helped me out and cleaned everything up. Even Martlo surprised me by fixing some more important items. DIY is her thing after all, so there's Ceroba's fixed cane and Kaneko's mask. And then everybody's just palling around, you know. Everyone's been so kind to me after everything I've done. It reminded me of you. And then, here we go again. There's sigh. Another one fell. Oh, we didn't have the heart to confront them. We still kept thinking of you. This is the bit that I want to animate, the next 3 pages, I think it is. But rumours did reach us that this human never raised a hand to any monster, big or small. And before we knew it, the barrier was no more. No one seemed to remember how it happened, but the human survived. Heck, they even made him monster ambassador or something like that. made me think of a certain deputy of ours. You can tell she's just like breaking down into tears here on page 7. Then page 8, she says, we all miss you. Monster kind will start moving to the surface once things calm down, but we don't want to leave you behind. And then page 9 is, after everything you've done for us, it's only fair that you get to see the sun one last time, wherever life leads us. I hope we make you proud. You know, and I absolutely love that. I'm just like, that just seems nice to imagine, like, the end of Undertale with all the other monsters leaving the underground, and then just having the characters from Yellow come in and have their little ending as well. Especially in 3D. Who wouldn't want that, you know? I feel like I'm practically the only person at this point in time that has the assets and stuff, and the availability to do this. And I'm like, come on, that would clear up everything in a really nice way. It's cute, it's nice, it makes sense within the context, and it does get you a little bit teary. And it's like, come on, I want to do this, but every time I message them, I don't get any response, you know, which sucks. They've been working on a comic for a little bit where Clover shows it. Yeah, I have them. I'm actually following them on Twitter now, just for, you know, for the artwork. So I've been up to date with some of the more newer stuff. Starlo is adorable. Honestly, I really love it. Spounton says, Spam Chromite says, I think it's good sending off for the characters so people remember their story even if it's not canon, or a little nudge to promote them. And it's a nice touch for the animation at large. Indeed, yeah. Since the human souls and the bodies in the caskets vanished, yes. So that would bring Clover back at the end of the day. Who is it again? So if you want to find the artist on Twitter, it's Dr. Steven or at Steve. Yeah, it's at Steve's or Steph's. Oh, sorry, Dr. Stefan. Sorry, pronounced that wrong. Dr. Stefan, Steph's Art Lab. I'll put it in. Put it in chat. There you go. Besides, Clover was the only human we know who never killed per se. Indeed. Yeah, Stefan is from Argentina, apparently. But they do a lot of like Yellow stuff at the moment. It's all really nice. I like the art style and everything. So it's just like, yeah, I'll go for it. But if I can get a response off them, then yeah, I'll be happy. If not, I might have to do something else. Or just do it and do it as a homage. Because, again, it's not as if I'm stealing. It's not as if I want to steal. You know, so... a rarity of a streamer commenting in a stream. Yeah, I do it sometimes as well when I need to keep it down, or when my microphone gives out on me, which it isn't at the moment. It's pretty well charged. I suppose I should go ahead and do... I'll try and do the animating in here with Ceroba with the flowers here. I just got to find the audio file that I had from the other day. There it is, Ceroba demo. Does this actually work? Let's find out.
But
yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna let you listen to this. This is from Evie, who's been in a lot of the videos, because I want to get this done. Like this is the one time where I really want to get something done super fast, just to get a response. So we'll have to cut out the audio here so I can do this. But no, so this is the lines for pages. Where is it? For anyone who's specific with this comic, it's pages 6, 7, and 8 is what I wanted to do because it's a really emotional part. So I figured, oh, there we go. If I go back to page 5 though, it shows me what kind of a position Ceroba's in. So if I do like a little bit of an animation before then, I just like if I'm placing the flowers, And then we've got...
But rumor did reach us that this human raised a hand against any monsters, big or small. And before we knew it, the barrier was no more. No one seems to remember how it happened, but the human survived. Heck, they even made a monster ambassador or something like that. Made me think of a certain deputy of ours. We miss you. We all do.
Yeah, I want to do this justice. I really want to do this justice. So, like, having it like that, I feel like having the ears slowly go into that kind of a position would be better. I need to go from page 5, which has her ears pointing forwards and has her kind of looking down slightly. So, let's do another file, open up here. Oh, wrong file. Where is it? There's one that I've got where it's literally just her posed. There we go. It's her posed with her ears facing forwards. I figure if I have them like that at the beginning, then we're good. Copy pose. See what chat says. That sounded amazing. Yeah, it's something that I really like. The thing is, we did the takes the other night for Ceroba. And it was amusing because it took us a little while because VRC kept being a pain because some of the voice actors can only use VRC for the project. So it means that we have to kind of work around VRC and its limitations. And it's amusing trying to do that. So we need to do that moment where I'm trying to do something and it's being a pain. Okay, so we need to paste pose there and then insert keyframe because then that allows me to.
But rumor did.
Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just have her doing the small, placing the bouquet on the floor for the beginning of this animation. Because she's going to end up in the sad position anyway, so I need to have her kind of... I think what I'll do is I'll copy the pose here and have the pose be behind her. I can have it there. That's the final pose that I need. So if I have her like that, and then I have her... Because of how she is at the beginning of this... this comic, I'm going to have her copy this as a second pose as well. And then I'm going to have her looking at the tree. And we'll have her with her back a little bit. I really don't want to go into too many mini movements here, but we'll have her looking at the tree, right? As the cherry blossom falls. And then we'll do... Because this is by seconds, if I remember rightly. Playback, frame dropping... view, visible range in seconds, yeah. So if I try and have her place that on the ground, even if it's just a rough one, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her kind of doing this in between other things going on, other shots. So I want to see if this works. I'm going to have her trying to lean and place the bouquet on the ground, and what we'll do is we'll have the bouquet be well, it is a separate model, so that when it touches the ground I can cut away and it'll look like she's placed it there. So let's do this. What I need is like the main pose here, which is just placing it, and then I can do like the more subtle things in a little bit. I just need the timing right, so it doesn't feel too slow, but not too fast either. Dark chocolate. everybody's obsession with chocolate Ceroba. You know, it's funny, the whole thing that links in with it, which is everybody calling Canico can of Coke. I have no clue why either. Memes, you can probably explain that if you're still here. I don't get it. It's just weird. That reminds me, I need to find some of the silly stuff that I found just to show off on stream as well. There was some really silly things that I liked in the Immersiontale Twitter, just because a lot of like the Immersiontale Twitter stuff, I like funny things and things that I know are going to be cool to reference in future or whatever. But there's one in particular. It was like it was like a week or something where Ceroba was trending, and that reminds me there's something else I need to do there. That moment where it was copyrighted stuff on the stream. I need to ask people about that as well. That's AU related, so I'm gonna have to ask people about that. There was a week where Ceroba was trending. There was a load of Ceroba fan art and stuff, and I forgot I'd saved that. God damn it. I can't show that one on stream. You can find that one yourself if you see the likes. You go down far enough and you'll see Dalv Martlet, Ceroba, and Starlo using Twitter. That one's so funny. I'm so immature. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Like I was saying, I keep getting cut off. Ceroba was trending for like a week, and there was just a load of Ceroba fan art. And some of it was just like Sonic Adventure 2 Ceroba for like no reason. There we go, there's one of Ceroba in a super form with the Chaos Emeralds. Can of Coke, new meme discovered. Can of Coke, Ceroba, Robo Adventure 2. Yeah, basically it was just like, there's somebody editing Ceroba and what looks like a color swap Ceroba at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. And then there was somebody editing Ceroba with a gun for Shadow the Hedgehog, and then there was another one, which is, I'm going to save it and show you guys now. But this was the same week that all this crazy thing happened where Ceroba was trending. Somebody just posted this, and I posted it in the Immersiontale Discord for the cast and everything, but it had me laughing so much and just confused at the same time, which is Sonic Adventure 2, Ceroba just going down City Escape at the beginning with shades on. I don't even know. I was just like, what is even going on with this fan base right now? So yeah, Fox Mum, Bird Mum, Goat Mum, the three mums of Undertale, says Eduardo. They're all good. In different ways. But yeah, I won't be surprised if somebody like actually edits that into Sonic Adventure 2. You know, so that Ceroba's model that's going around at the moment is just a playable character. I just noticed they've even got a sprite there. But yeah, that was crazy. Did not expect to see that. So let's try this animation here and just... That's too slow? How many seconds is that? If I go... It's 3 seconds! Try 2? It's with frame dropping as well, right? Yeah, frame dropping, so it shouldn't be... Ah, that's a little bit better, maybe. I do things by eye normally, so... What feels natural. The ending does, but... Yellow has a Twitter? Yeah. Undertale Yellow has a Twitter account. The team does, at least, anyway. Should I go in there like that? There we go. Ah, there we go. That's a bit better. people will be like, dude, why don't you use the graph editor? It'd be so good. It's like, yeah, I do use the graph editor a little bit from time to time, but I do everything by eye normally, which some people may say is a lot more ridiculous of me and time consuming, but I do like being able to sort of micromanage movements like this. Plus, I'm kind of a novice when it comes to animating, so... Oh, that looks actually pretty nice for a standard, slow, sort of... If I can get the head of Ceroba to be looking at these flowers for a moment, and then all the rest kind of goes with it. There we go. So she's placing the flowers on the floor. Mindlessly searches for said Twitter. The Twitter account for UndertaleAU is, because I've contacted them myself. Replies. Where you at? Where you at? At UndertaleAU. Just at UndertaleAU on. Oh. Wait a minute. Did I miss that? Oh my god, I missed the developer run for UndertaleAU. God damn it. I hate it when I miss things like that. I'll have to have a look at that and see if it's available on Twitch. As in, like, to rewatch. Okay, so we go. So what I need here is the her needs to be down. What I need to do is have the her move slightly. Just like this, the idea being that the her moves in the wind, kind of. Now I need the her to be posed a little bit better so it looks like it flows down here. So we need to micro move all of this now. And before we get chocolate Ceroba again. It's gonna happen. I love animating this sort of thing as well, where we have the bits on the side of her here, of a ribbon, need to come down like this. I absolutely love animating things like that, so let's try. I just realized I need to edit. Ooh. That needs to be faster. I know I could just change keyframes here, but if I just do that instead, you go, ooh. Right. And then I need to edit these as well, which are the small bits of her at the side of her. This stream is, I'm literally just gonna have to change to like Chocolate Ceroba as the actual name for it or something. Legit thing. I can't unsee now because of that default material. No. Oh, you guys are crazy. Although crazy is awesome. I like it. It makes things all the more funny. I just realized I need her like that when she starts, and then we just go right. Her needs to be. Even though I want it to move forward like this, it's got to be backwards because of gravity. I love the way, there are some people that would be like, dude, you animate this by hand? Why? It's like, because I've got maximum amount of control and it's not going through some like stuff that will lag my computer out. Right, so now her needs to do this thing where it jiggles backwards and forwards. So we got this. Roughly. You know, Eduardo, I've fused mine Sasami with Team Rocket incarnate. And Team Rocket were the best part of Pokemon. It's like, you don't realize it until you get older, but Team Rocket are like the best ever. They even show up at Ash's finals to cheer him on. It doesn't, like, help that they generally do stuff throughout the show, which is bad, you know, like trying to steal other people's Pokemon, but it's just the whole deal with, like, who they are as characters is really sweet by the end. Let's do that and see how that looks. I think that needs to be taken out there. Oh, crap. Taken out there. Because that's going to... There we go. That's going to come down and they're going to... I think they need to have that be taken out. What I need to do is have that like this, kind of. Oh. Then we just... Honestly, I'm hoping by the time I get this demo done that Eevee enjoys this as much as I do, because I love animating characters, giving them details, and then... Oh, there we go! There it is. So now if we swing that back... Let's see. Hey, Lucky. Nice to see you again. I've only got like a little bit more time before I call it a night. I've got like an hour, but we can try and do stuff within that hour. It's the only problem because I have to get up earlier now for looking after the baby, so I've got to kind of fit things into a really tight time frame. Which, as long as I can do a little bit of animating each night, I don't mind. As long as I get the project done and it's all good, you know. Ooh. That's not going to move anything there, so... Let's try and see that from the side. No, too fast, too fast. Bam, that needs to be about the, roughly. There we go. And then when we get to here, that's when both of these are going to be like that. So we go up there. Oh, I love that. I love that swinging physics. Like, look there. Dude, now if you look at that from the front. Now, if I want to be a little bit more picky here, I can do this slightly out of time. What we end up having is one that's slightly out keyframe-wise, but it looks better. Because they're not both going at the same time. Let's see what chat says. Go to sleep. No, because if I go to sleep now, I'll have got nothing done. The whole thing is, I'm on a strict time limit. Like, I can go at the maximum in, like, another hour, basically. If I don't get anything done now, then what'll happen is the project won't get done. Essentially, when I worked it out previously, like earlier today, we figured out that what happens is I have roughly from about maybe 9 or 10 p.m. each night till about 1 a.m. to do animation and do the project. And then I have to wake up early to deal with the baby and obviously be there over the course of the day so that I can look after my child, look after the house and everything, and support my wife. If I was just to go to sleep now, I would get no progress done because I still have a social life with friends, which I spent like an hour or so playing Helldivers tonight. And then I literally went from Helldivers to doing the dishes, getting myself a drink, and then came straight to doing the stream, you know, to try and get stuff done. So it's like I need to get progress. It's all a case of making sure that I get everything done within a set time period. Oop. So I really, really can't afford to not do this project at this point. with the amount of like stuff that's riding on it, I need to be very proactive and make sure I get this done while still managing everything else. Let's see what chat says. Team Rocket blasts off again, says Sammy. Speaking of Team Rocket, there's a weird ship going on with Ash's mum and Jesse. Interesting. Weird but interesting. But it somehow doesn't make me want to contemplate life. Chocolate Factory, Pizza Tower, the Undertale fan game. Chocolate Ceroba wouldn't stand a chance against Kara. Let's see. I'm just Captain. I'm just catching up on stuff here. Dave is Meowth. Talk of Pokemon, I was actually playing Paddle World recently, says Lucky. Oh, nice. Dave, the council has decided you're Meowth. From where I am, it's 7:06 p.m., says Eduardo. Oh, nice. You're night shift and Jen is the day shift when it comes to the baby. Well, the thing is, it's like, it's like I've said before, because I'm disabled, Jen also works. So it's like, me and Jen both together maybe get like 2 hours where we definitely have free and we can chill with each other. The rest of the day is spent obviously supporting each other and looking after the baby. So it's just a case of playing it smart and being able to keep on top of everything, you know, making sure that we're making sure that all the house is clean and that all the work's done so we can both look after the baby really easily. And then the baby goes to bed at like close to 7 p.m. if we can get her out. Sometimes she likes trying to do her best impression of her mum and dad and stay up, which is not good. So like sometimes we have to try and cheat, like taking her in the car for a car ride or something, or put her in the bed and wrapping her up so that she gets kind of nice and comfy. And then once she gets nice and comfy, she immediately just goes flat out, which is good, you know, because it means that our job is a lot easier then. Oh, let's try do this. I know I was just in the dunes, music-wise. There we go. My dad played France romantic music when you mentioned the baby and your wife, says Eduardo. Be prepared for Meowth, Dave, in the internet later, says Sammy. Yeah, it runs in the family. She likes to try and stay awake because she doesn't want to miss out on anything, which is so cute. Like, no joke, she's so adorable. She's like the best thing ever. It's interesting when you're a parent compared to when you're not a parent, because I was mentioning this the other day to Jen, is that you'll see some like crazy stories of other parents or accidents happening to babies, and this is gonna sound terrible on stream, but before I didn't think too much about, you know, like accidents happening to other people's kids or whatever. I just kind of was like, it's a thing that happens, it's sad, but you know. And then like when you have a kid, you start mentally putting yourself in that sort of scenario where you think it's your kid that's had like either a bad accident or whatever else, and it becomes really bad because everything becomes really upsetting. And there was one recently that kept me awake partially because of how bad it was. I'm not going to mention what it was because it had me almost in tears. But yeah, you start thinking to yourself like, dear God, how can people treat their kids like this? You know, it's a strange and weird experience to kind of just sort of be like, oh, okay, this is a thing now. I care about everyone's children seemingly. Hey, Sans. But yeah, it's weird on how, like, just how that affects people. Let's try and have that so that that comes down a little bit afterwards. There we go. That needs to be, say, a little bit more to the side there at the moment. The idea being that this is gonna... that actually looks a bit more realistic as well. If I was to do that with, say, this one. Do that as well. Let's try that. Ooh. Okay, so that means the other one is now a little bit out. I love animating stuff like this. It's like, I have to do it over and over and over again, but it's so nice. Says it's gonna steal chocolate Ceroba. Oh dude, I didn't even think about the whole connection between freaking chocolate Ceroba and Kara now. I totally overlooked that and just considered it to be like a standard fight or whatever. And then it slipped my mind that Kara is obsessed with chocolate. Oh my god, I just had this image of just Ceroba. Like, the chocolate mold of Ceroba, like, life-size one, just stood there, and Kara's just, like, attached to her ear or something, chewing on it. It's just this tiny kid just hanging off this monster that's, like, 6 foot or something, just by the ear, just chewing on it. Oh, I need that. I need that. Oh. Ceroba had an encounter with Boo and got turned into chocolate. Oh, totally. I do that now. I don't know why I did not make that connection sooner. That was weird. No. It needs to go back that way now? The idea is it goes... Whoop. Oh, no, too fast. Right, so we go... That needs to be about there, I reckon. Okay, that's a happy accident, because that looks like if I take that and just have that go about there now. We need fan art of this. I must also draw chocolate Ceroba. Thank you, Dave, for the inspiration. God damn. Oh, there we go. So that kind of works. I maybe need to have that be a little bit back. I love the way the Dunes music has come on now as well. Okay, that actually works really nicely. Reminds me of those skins for Neopets. Oh. What I need to do is, as well, I need to make sure her hair moves correctly and her ears. And then we need to watch the entire thing just to see how it looks. And then once she's placed that, that's when we'll start the animation. Because I figure part of the animation is going to be her having her head tilted to the side slightly and talking almost as if she's kind of looking away from everything, just sort of off to the side. It's kind of like a... Sort of like she's in her own little headspace at that point. And then obviously when she's like, oh, we miss you, that's when she'll be looking up as the cherry blossoms fall down and stuff. That reminds me, I've got the particle effect for that. Where is it? Just let me bring that on. Lucky, because you've only just turned up, I'll show you the scene in a moment. There's the blossom emitter. This makes no sense to people probably until you actually see it. But essentially what this is a particle emitter, which has a wind effect tied to it. And the emitter itself we don't actually see properly when I render it, but it tells the particles here where to spawn in this area and at like what rate. It's all behind my head at the moment, but essentially it says like this many particles spawn, this is what they should look like, this is how they react. So all I've done is just toned down the gravity and thrown in a little bit of wind so they go to the side. The idea being to get that kind of like very sad sort of slow particle drift across. You know, I wanted the wind to be kind of subtle, but not too subtle, because, or rather, not too crazy, because otherwise then I'd have to animate Ceroba's hair just blowing like mad. Whereas I can get away with this and not have Ceroba's like ears or anything else move around too much. But yeah, we got that. And then if I show you what it looks like in the actual scene here, we got this Ceroba, there's New Home that I optimized the other day specifically for this. We'll just clean up the external data. Where is it? Missing files, Ceroba demo files. I love the way in the Ceroba demo files I literally have that Sonic Adventure 2 thing now. But yeah, in the demo files now, we have this going on. This is for that other project. Yes, this is the texture. What happened was, because I obviously need to stream so much per week or whatever, just to keep my viewer base entertained and stuff, and keep the algorithm happy, I thought, you know what, as well as doing behind the scenes and everything for this, what I can do is I can also stream bits of it, you know, to show it off. New home assets used for places now. Yeah, this is kind of one of the other things that I was on about when I said, like, the potential for Immersiontale isn't just doing the base animation itself now. Beyond that, the potential for Immersiontale is that once I have everything together, we're getting to a point where if we decide, look, I want to do a small gag or whatever, or I want to practice my animating by doing like a small demo like this, we can do it, and we have practically everywhere in the base game's underground. So by having that and most of the cast, we can more or less animate anything provided there's the sound files to go along with it, and by that I mean the voiceover. You know, which is good because it means that all I have to do is spend time doing this. You know, just like getting it set up, and then there we go, there's the cherry blossoms falling. So that's going to look really cool in shot. They're all falling from like different locations where all those 2D planes are. Like that. But that's going to look real nice in shot. Hey Doge! I can't join to this scene, it'll make me cry. So yeah, it's nice that we've got all this set up in such a way that we can start really making progress with not only doing like small projects like this, but we can also do the rest of the animation. The only thing that's different from the VR chat version of Ceroba compared to my version is just I've edited some of the stuff to make it look slightly more realistic. So like, for instance, the entire texture is cel-shaded, but I've tried to do a little bit more on like the hair materials and stuff. I can potentially do a little bit more now just to show you. So like, for instance, the hair, I can make it maybe slightly more reflective to try and give it a little bit more shade. It's hard to see though without like going crazy. Like, for instance, if I do like 0.1 on the hair, it might affect it differently. 0.1... See, if we give it that, her hair becomes more reflective and shiny, but it's really weird. So it's a case of just like messing around with it and doing just about enough that it looks okay. But apart from like having her hair and a couple of other things be reflective in her eyes, what I've done is I've added the metallicness to the bell there, and it's the same with, I thought a necklace or a choker thing that she's got on would be cool, having that be red. So I've done that, and her wedding ring with Shujin as well. That's metal. No, I did not make this Ceroba. I did not make this Ceroba. This is from our character artist for Immersiontale. What ended up happening was, for people who don't know, the character artist that made this and the Martlet model, I saw the work in VR chat over the course of about a month slowly appearing, and I was like, huh, okay, this is interesting, because Martlet was an interesting model as well. And I was talking to some people, and I was like, you know what, I should really look up who's done these models, because obviously I want to commission some stuff, and I'd tried commissioning some stuff in the past, but it hadn't gone too well. So I was just like, yeah, I'll see what happens. So I went and found the DeviantArt through their actual avatars. What I did was I asked one of the cast members to show me the avatar, which was, I think, Martlet at the time, found the username, tracked that down via Google to DeviantArt, and then on DeviantArt, because I've still have like a really old profile from like 2010 or something, or before that, I was like, just wondering, do you do commissions? And they were like, yeah, why? I was like, I have a decent amount of money that I need for this project. And they were like, what do you mean? So I got them on Discord, sent the project over in DMs, sent the video showing off all the progress that had been done, the how this all began video, and the trailer. And I just said, look, I'm planning on fully animating all of these characters. I could really use some of the ones that I'm missing here right now. Are you good doing this if we arrange like a set schedule and price and stuff? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I asked them to do one as a test. And that's when we got Gerson back in a week. and I was really happy with that. So I was like, if I keep paying you and I keep only checking in like once every so often just to see how things are going, are you okay just doing this, just taking these character references and just going with it? You know? And they were like, yeah, sure. So at the moment, every bit of savings that I have left over from commissions that I've done myself, all of that money has been funneled into this project just to get these last models done. But they're really good at doing characters, obviously. So I can't complain. I really can't complain. So it's great just being able to get these last characters and then just be like, check it out. You know, we've got more character models in one place and more audio files and areas of the underground than I think anybody else for 3D. And it's just awesome to be able to then just pick in those files and be like, okay, today I want to animate Ceroba, or tomorrow I want to animate Gerson, you know, and just be able to pick out the files, grab the audio stuff, and just be like, right, there we go, let's do this, you know. That's the part that I like about this the most, is we're getting to finality at this point, which is basically just, we can do this, it's pretty easy, it just takes time. You know, I'm so happy. I'm almost on the verge of crying now. That moment where I'm so happy, I'm just like, yes! It's got me excited, really excited. Eduardo says, gonna miss when the stream is over. I mean, I'm gonna try and do more streams throughout the week as well, so I try and do stuff when I can. So what we do here is, because Ceroba's leaning, one, we need to move her ears back a little bit more. Try and keep them roughly in round about the same place, but they need to be affected by the wind. And I need to make sure that they're not clipping through anything here. Oh, by the way, Doge, if you're here, check back further in the stream at some point, because I show off the fan comic that this is for, unless you want me to grab it real quick, because it's no big deal. I can literally grab it for anyone else as well that's not seen the fan comic, so I can show you what I'm referencing and what the demo with Ceroba here is going to be for. Kiro says, "Sup, hello, nice to see you." So we do this, we go, right, so that's that, we go like this, and then we're gonna have Ceroba looking at these as she puts them down. I need to edit the hair slightly now. The hair be like up here. Just go, whoop. Ah, no, they're held in midair for too long. What I need here is the hair to go and flick up at the back, so it's gonna need to be edited. What I need it to do is flick up behind her and then flick down again. So what I'll do is I'll just edit this now. I've already seen the comic when it was made, says Derek. That's fine, that's fine. At least you're familiar with it. Right, so we go like this. And then we're gonna have Ceroba do like a little hair flick kind of thing. Ooh. Gonna go like that, and then about there. We'll have her do that. Ooh. Maybe to about there instead. So this is gonna be. I need this to. I remember when I animated Asgore's cape ages ago like this. It was really crazy, but hopefully this will be good. So I need to go. That's gonna flick upwards now. About there. So we go. Whoop. Oh, too quickly. About there. Good thing about doing this in seconds is you can see what happens. Pretty much. Kiri. Okay, I don't know whether I've pronounced that right or not. I hope I have. Let's just... Maybe I should try doing that. Ooh. That needs to fall back down now, roughly. About there. Oops. Kirio. I accidentally put an I instead of an O at the end. That's fine. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I don't mean to, you know, mess it up. Okay, that kind of looks cool now. The question is, how does that look? Austin says hi, says Sammy. Oh, hello. How's it look in 3D? That's not too bad. Maybe I've gone a little bit overboard with the flick. It kind of reminds me of, you know, like a Maybelline advert or something. Maybe she's worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Or in this case, maybe she's worth it. Maybe it's dead children. Maybe I went overboard with that joke, but... There we go, that's a little bit better. They said you're practically family because here you're around the house because I have you everywhere around the house, Sammy. Yes, that is great. This is Kirio. Thank you very much. There we go. So that isn't looking too bad now at the moment. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Because I'm gonna have to look at her ears. Her ears need to. Hey, Voidley. Her ears need to go forwards about there, I reckon, because her ears aren't as bouncy as the rest of her. You could take that in weird interpretive ways. Please don't. I was thinking about the context then, and I was like, that's wrong. We need her ears to come forwards there and bounce just slightly. Just give me a sec. Where's the file of There it is. So Dave, I need to help. Just pick one of these. Monster Kid or Alphys? Monster Kid. Doge says, I think the flick of the hair might be a bit too intense. Let's try tone it down a little bit then. So let me see from the side. Yeah, that bit there, right? Because of how it goes up and then flicks too much there. Maybe if I do that a little bit. Whoop. Ah, that looks a little bit more subdued, but still. Maybe just that. Hang on. Instead of being out that much, if I do it about there. That looks a bit better. And before we just start having some silly things like having Ceroba doing a Maybelline advert. let's... I got another 31 minutes left, roughly. Let's insert keyframe. About there, maybe? Paste for ears. About the Twitter post for ideas, that's an accident. Dude, it's fine. I'm not telling you off or anything. I didn't even, like, mean it to come across like I was telling you off in chat. I was just kind of like, huh, funny. No sure it's meant being here, but okay. Like, the thing is, sometimes text comes across wrong like that. It's totally fine, Voidly. It's all good. Really, I should start using my microphone more in VR chat. I just have to be careful, obviously. Like, even at the moment where I say, like, I'm trying to keep it down. You know, I'm still trying to keep it down. The wife and child are asleep at the moment. It's just, I could still use this earlier on to talk to people. Because, it's the whole thing of I don't want to wreck my hands by just typing all the time. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Ooh. Okay. Okay, don't mind that for the ears. Maybe get the timing slightly off on one of the sets of ears. So it takes slightly longer. Then it looks more unique. So we've got like... If I do that, we go... Okay, let's see what this looks like in 3D now. I think both of them might need bringing forwards just a little bit, though. Like that, maybe? Yeah, ears look a little bit better like that. What about that, there? That doesn't go anywhere. That needs a bounce in it. So we got... Whoop, comes across like this. And then just does not go anywhere, which is crap. I need that to kind of... Swing back. Swing back to about there. Roughly, let's... Ew, what was that snap then? Oh, there, that's why. Ew. And then we can have it... We can have it do this at the end. It kind of has a resting pose. Again, a lot of people online would be like, dude, you're doing this wrong, it's taking forever, you don't need that, you can just generate these things through like physics add-ons and stuff. It's like, yeah, but this way, I have super amounts of control, you know. I think what's throwing me off is the herd, how quick it flows outwards for so much gradual motion. Chocolate Ceroba, let's go. Yeah, so the joke at the moment is the default material here is brown when they've not got the textures on them. So Ceroba's made out of chocolate. But yeah, the hurt is how quick it flows outwards for such a gradual motion. So like, I mean like that? Hang on. The base of it there, it might be. Can't stay focused today. I can't stay on one tab, says Sammy. So let's try... Mini's a bit more of an ease out. Hershey's chocolate Ceroba. I love the way that's just basically the meme for the, well, the joke for the entire stream now. Let's try that. Maybe for that, maybe slower. Let's put it there and see. Ah, that looks a little bit better. Maybe, hang on. What was the other one? I had another... Right. I had another frame there that I know I deleted. I think it was that one. Instead of that, let's try... Right, where this is. Can we try bringing this out a little bit? So we go... Ooh. That looks a little bit better, right? Her tends to be more springy, that's me when I just did with fizz bones. Yeah, like, you can do stuff like this, like fizz bones and things in Blender, but the thing is, Last time I used the add-on, it wouldn't render it without like certain things needing to be baked on, and I just don't want to go through that trouble of having to bake the animation, because what that means is instead of having like tweens between like this, every frame is a new section of the animation, and it's just annoying. Maybe I wasn't using it correctly, but either way, this way I have like maximum customization as in like how it works, and I do love editing little bits like this. You know, by hand, it's fun for me. Oh. So instead of doing that, if I... let that, and then we have that flick up slightly there. We need to have an animation of Kara chasing chocolate Ceroba. Does that look any better? Because I know, maybe it's the main section of the hair as well. Because I wanted it to have a little bit of a bump there, but maybe if I throw that out a little bit longer. Hang on. Yeah, that doesn't look as aggressive now. Maybe make the frame where it comes back not as close to the back, just a tad. Where it comes into the back. Oh, okay. So the first frame, basically, so maybe about there? Okay, so that makes it a little bit more subtle. Do we still actually see movement there in third person? Yeah, it's there, but... you can still see her movement, it's just not as crazy, and I just realized what's going on there. That needs to be taken out, I think, because if we go like that, and then we go there, that's better. For the giggles, says Voidley. God, I'm still not totally 100% recovered from that chest infection that I had. You can tell I sounded like a chain smoker for a moment. Right, so we go... so we do that. Absolutely love this. Like, this is the part that I like about animating the most, is just getting all of the details like this. Sorry if I'm being nitpicky. Dude, it's totally fine. Like, I'm loving it, because it helps me, you know, it helps me do things the best I can, so I do not mind whatsoever. I am down for any sort of, like, help I can get when it comes to animating. The thing I obviously don't mess around with it, like I've said before, is the graph editor, which would allow me to do things a little bit smoothly and stuff. Just, I don't know why I don't use it. It's just, I like editing by hand like this. It's just a weird thing that I've got going on with Blender at the moment. I think it's mainly like the other program that I used to use to try and do animating and stuff. It wasn't good. So when it comes to this project, I'm just kind of enjoying the process. Right, so by there, she needs to be looking down. And the reason why is because you actually move your eyes before anything else, normally. Oh. So if I do that, I think the auto thing can be very extreme sometimes, Sisterish. Oh. Let's try. Her eyes need to be down here, so she's looking like that. Question is, if I move them back up, yeah, they're still... when they're there like that, they need to look as though they're looking more at the bokeh, and they need to be more out like that. They also need to be in, so they're not going crazy. Like so. So if we go like that and then go... that looks fine. Venus says, hello. Hello, hello, mate. Hello. Was it one of the tools used by AAA? The tool in particular that I've used extensively for years up until about 2018 was 3D Studio Max, which, for those who don't know, is a professional 3D suite that was by the same people that make Maya, which is another popular 3D suite. The idea being, at one point between really early years of the industry and like up until, I'm gonna say recently, 3D Studio Max and Maya have basically been the main two programs that every artist uses until roughly about, I would say, round about 2007, 2008, where ZBrush started coming in. ZBrush started being another popular program for like sculpting characters, and since then, artwork for the industry has progressed at a very considerably fast rate. Like, if you ever wanted to be an artist in the 3D industry for video games, you are talking about literally non-stop work for like sculpting and making sure you're up to date with how everything needs to be done and the different programs and stuff. It's absolutely insane. It moves at a blindingly fast pace, but Blender was something that was always in the background for everybody and was free, but I don't remember a lot of people using Blender because everybody was kind of acquiring via other means the keys for like 3D Studio Max and stuff, and if you know what I mean, then basically trying to find free versions or free ways of getting these things, because the licenses for these programs, we're talking of like $3,000 for a year at bare minimum, you know. So basically everyone that I knew, and even people in the industry that I knew, were using 3ds Max on Maya for years, and it was only after like 2018 or roughly about 2020 when I considered Blender, because I'd seen Blender slowly update over time, and then I come into Blender and everything is just so much better and so much easier, and I'm sat here with like everybody else in the industry thinking, why don't we use Blender? You know, it's really weird. But it's interesting as a bit of history, you know, to think that everybody else is brought up on these other programs to learn them and go with the flow, as it were, for an industry standard, and then all of a sudden Blender's up in here being like, so guys, we basically do everything that you do, but it's also free, and potentially we do certain bits better than you. You know, it's nuts. There are certain things where when I've started this project and I've been working with Blender and stuff, I've turned around to Jen and gone, dude, this is insane, because if I'd have looked back at Blender in this version of Blender like 10 years ago and turned around to myself and said, look, Blender's going to be super badass by the time it reaches like 2024. It's going to be able to do A, B, and C. Kid me would have just been like, you what? No. Kid or teen me would have been like, this is absolutely insane. You were telling me that the industry standard program that we've been trained on for years and like that most people use in the industry, that's going to be harder to use than this thing that you can get for free with a bunch of plugins that already come with it. You know, it's nuts. Right, what we're going to do here is, because Ceroba's face is already going to be sad here, I think what I might do is leave it like that, because I don't want to mess around with any of the face stuff at the moment. We can do that in the next file. What I need to do is do that. I feel like that's good enough for third person sort of like looking at it at the moment, like placing the bokeh down, because that looks all right like that. If I keep just repeating that over and over and over again, we can see whether there's any problems with it. About there, so we're talking of about 80 frames maybe. Let's just keep playing that, and I'll just have a look around it and see. That moment where she's T-posing because I had her in edit mode like that, where when you have her in edit mode, it edits the model and not the animation. So here we go. We got Ceroba. She's paying respects. Yeah, we got this thing going on. She looks alright. Maybe the ears could use a tiny bit of bounce on them, but apart from that, she's being really gentle with how she places the flowers. There's some nice physics going on here and there. Dangly things on her head. Stay standing up a bit too long before falling down, says Doge. Which dangly things? The red ones. Hey Alvin, how you doing? Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they hang in midair because of which way I animated them before. Nice, good catch. Really good catch. I love having people in the background for doing stuff like this. It helps so much. Right, so what we have here is this thing that goes like that, and then they stick for a moment. Whereas instead, I should be getting rid of that frame, I think. Just going, whoop. Yep, that looks a lot better. Immediately looks a lot better. Good call. The one on that side, I think looks fine. The ribbon? Yeah, it was the red part of the ribbon. That bit needs to potentially move a little bit faster now, so we need that. So go. If I play that now, we just look at this. Bam! Yeah, that looks tons better now. Is it me under the ears? Look as though we move in slow motion a little bit. Huh. Let's see from different angles. Still have me on Pokemon battles as memes. Let's have a look at that. That's a little bit in slow-mo there. That end bit needs to be cleaned up. Do-do-do. Need that and that. What happens is it goes like that. That needs to be about there. Nope, that goes too fast now. Maybe about there. That doesn't look too bad. Hey, they do a bit. I don't like having stuff look a little bit funny. That doesn't look too bad now. Doesn't look like it floats too much in thinner. The idea is to kind of give it a little bit of difference so it's not symmetrical to the other side, which it isn't. It's like with a hair messing around and moving just a little bit. Kind of clips through a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. Because the idea is we're going to see this shot from potentially either here or the side like this. Possibly the side to show off the little bit there. The idea is I want her like that, and then I'm going to have her animated afterwards with that on the floor with her leaning back upwards with her hands on her lap. You know, like traditional sort of Japanese sitting style. And then we're going to do the voice bits. And that's going to be good. So I think that bit is done for the moment. It's only a really small part of the animation, but just trying to see if there's anything I can do with the arms here, because the arms seem fine for what they're needed for. Just thinking about head to torso and the way that everything moves. Head looks fine because it moves before the torso. Just slightly. Her eyes are looking there where they need to be. Everything else is moving kind of realistically. Don't know if there's anything else I would do to that at the moment. What are we all thinking? It look okay? Well, Axis's theme comes on here. Hang on. Chocolate Ceroba update. First frame is done. If you have a side shot where she's putting down on the flowers, then have a back shot where she's sitting up. Before cutting back, you're going to have the dialogue. Yeah, the idea being that I figured to start with, we'll have a... Before the audio starts, I'm going to have a placing it so we get an idea of sort of how this frames everything in terms of timeline stuff, or just how it's going to be a setup. Because the idea is for the video, I'm going to have like text basically saying like what the idea of this mini project is, which is just to get permission if possible, or if not, I'll just put it as a homage to the creator, you know. But I figure like doing the text, then this animation, and then once this animation finishes, then we have like another bit of text, just mentioned like by, or inspired by blah blah blah, and then we have her sitting up again, and then doing the dialogue. That's where it's going to be good. The dangly thing looks like it holds around a little bit for too long. From this side? Hang on. Oh yeah, I see it now. Just a little bit. Only a little bit, but it's enough where it has me like, wait a minute. Maybe just a tiny bit. There we go. That doesn't look like it floats in midair. If I can just about... move that, and then move that just a tiny bit. Oh, no, that's jarring. What happened there? It's that one. Hang on, because I moved the frames now. There we go. It's that last frame. If I move those up there. See how that looks. That sucks now, because the force of that going back that way would mean that there's another jiggle to it, whereas if I go... The idea is to try and make it so I don't have to animate another jiggle again. It's that one, isn't it? I'm gonna have to bring that one back here a little bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. I just saved that just for the sake of it. Then we just go chocolate Ceroba time. Just need Kara in the background here, where she's going to be looking up at the cherry blossoms. And then we just go... The Steamworks battle theme, man, it's so good. It always gets me. So if I take that, thing is, we could even... I should actually just take this entire file and transplant it to the other one. Alvin, do you want to see what the setup for this will be like? I suppose if anybody's not seen the setup in the scene, then you can check it out now. We're going to put the animation in here later on, but I was mentioning that we're getting to a point where we can basically do mini projects like this pretty easily over the span of like a couple of days. And this is what we're looking at the moment. This is the Immersiontale version of New Home, but I've just added the a building at the moment in a place where it's not meant to be, to kind of represent the ending of Yellow here. And the cool thing about this is these particle cards do not get rendered on screen normally, but you can see all the cherry blossoms coming down. Just wait for it to... It's making me think about the ending. So this is going to be really good as a demo as well, to show people, like, look, this is the kind of thing we can do now after collecting all these assets and doing all this work. We're getting to the point where we can do the full animation can be done anyway. And by that I mean the full movie. Obviously that's going to take time, but the fun thing is for like demos and things like this, we can easily put something together like this within a couple of days. Like, I expect by the end of this week, hopefully, I'll be done and I'll be uploading this as a proper a proper demo for everybody. And then hopefully I can send that off to the person to get permission. But one other thing that I wanted to talk about was the music, right? Because the music for this demo, I can either use the one from Yellow. I'll put it on now. Or I can use another one, which I'm trying to find. Wait, what? Okay, there's an interesting one there that I've just brought up via YouTube that I'm going to have to look at later on regarding one of the other guys that I watch. Let's try, there it is. Ty. Hey, Ty did Spider Dance, but with lyrics? I'm going to have to listen to that properly. And before I use that in a video as well, because Ty's music is pretty cool. He doesn't mind people doing that. Let's see. It's going to be good getting all this stuff, like a load more characters animated in future for events that may or may not happen because of things and stuff. So I'm not allowed to reference just in case. But yeah, Alvin says, oh man, sadly I need to go. Stay safe. Thank you very much, Alvin. So for the demo here, we've either got the Yellow tracks, of which the one that I could use in the background would be where is it? Would be that one. Ooh. So this one, I think, is titled Undertale Yellow. You hit me with the ending theme. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know, like, late at night, especially, this kind of stuff will get people crying. But I can either hit you with that, you know, for the demo, while the demo lines are being talked, you know, or said. I can have this playing in the background. Or I can have Ty's instrumental for the anime ending, which I actually like as well at certain parts. I'm just gonna get past this stupid advert for Mad Max. just give me a moment. I still need to actually do something about adverts on YouTube. It's so stupid. Ah, here we go. So this is the version without lyrics. To be honest, I might leave this one on just for when it gets to the actual main part, because the main bit is so good. I'm just waiting for it to kick in now. This one will kick in a moment. Because this is just a build-up for it. This does have the hopeful vibe from When the Barrier Breaks, but the yellow one's also perfect and sad. Yeah, I do like both of them. And before I contact Ty and be like, dude, can I just use this music? Because I did say ages ago I wanted it for the credits, if possible. Like, I've not even talked about music or who I'd contact for stuff. Here we go. This is the build-up now. Absolutely love that one. Like, the lyrical version of it is so good. Excuse me. That moment where I'll probably find myself tearing up at some point, but yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna take that Ceroba animation and just do the lime bits on the same file as well. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's either, like I was saying, it's either that one or the yellow one. Because it's going to be hard-hitting feelings-wise anyway. I need to make sure I place this other set of flowers correctly. Because the idea is to have a replacement there for moving for... What the... There we go. For when Ceroba's placed them. And why can't I seemingly move that? What is going on? Oh, it's because I'm in pose mode. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Nope. So I need to do this. It's either that, or I can do another one that I was thinking of was this one. This is the very final one. Button there. It has to be almost exactly the same spot. Ooh, come on now. That's good enough. But yeah, that's the other, like the third choice that I had for music. Back to, where's Axis's theme? Build a bar, found you. 10th level lockdown? I think it was that one? Hang on. Nope. That one? There we go. Going from emotional music to 10th level lockdown is crazy. I'm doing that weird thing where I just skip ahead in bits. But the idea is that by... Oh, wait, I mean, I just thought of something as well that I can do here that'll be funny to kind of fake this out, right? So do that. And then, at the end frame here, we just deliberately have this vanish. So like, for instance, we go 1,000 or 10,000, whatever. We deliberately have this go like the bare minimum size it can, which would be 0. So it just vanishes. Bam, right? And then we have this one. Ooh. That's at 0, then be enlarged. So like, for instance, scale, right? From here, scale be 0, right? That's what I try to do all the time when trying to make people put items down. It makes sense, you know, in Blender. So we'll just go, bam, And then the thing is, if we're showing it from another direction, it won't be too bad. The jiggle thing that's going on here is just a little bit annoying. Try and make it just work just a little bit more. Move that over just slightly. Yeah, I see what's going on there. Slightly up, slightly back. Oh, come on now. If I can get it in literally almost the same position, then we're good. Oh, it's rotated ever so slightly. Right, that one. Come on. This is so annoying trying to get it just positioned ever so right. Right, so what's... It's screwing me over position-wise now. It's a shame I can't just, like... copy the same position. It's like it just goes bam, right? If I just... take that and try moving it over ever so slightly. Hey, it's one of my favorite tracks, flawed to be free to be flawed. If I do that and just put that there. Okay, so that's the reason why it's messed up slightly. Let's go about there. If I bring that slightly that way. Okay, that's not too bad. You see it a little bit less there. Oh, I say that and then the transition. Is there any way that I could just like keep this one? Because it's attached to the character. I wonder whether there's any way I could keep that pinned to that position. Oh, if I do that, right? And we go, insert keyframe, lock, rot, scale. Is there any way I can reference that? Lock, rot, scale, right? So if I copy that across, will that just screw me or what? I do like that. Yep, that's in a completely different location. Let's try that one. Yeah, that's in a completely different location. And yeah, that is. What about scale? 0.8 all round. Yeah, that is what is even going on right now? So that's not right. That's a pain. There's got to be some way of doing that so I can literally get the exact same. Wondering whether I can cheat with that one and just be like, oh crap, that one where I just delete the flowers. If I get that there and I duplicate that object, but then I really have to end the stream real soon as well. I just want to try and see if I can get this sorted before I go. If I unparent that but keep it in the same position, it's not having it. I'm gonna figure that out next time. It's gonna be a pain until then. But yeah, what we'll do is on the next one, we'll hopefully have this figured out, and then we can just go from there. Because that looked all right until the flowers popped out. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do this next time. Probably tomorrow night or whatever, try and get this sorted, try and get it to sit back up and we can try and go over the dialogue and stuff and get this all done this week, and then by the end of this week I can put this up and see what happens. Anyway, thank you very much everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this this little teaser, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. So until then, thank you very much. I appreciate the company as usual. It's been fun. So, see you tomorrow. Bye.